I think it's very interesting how investors have gotten so bullish on Bitcoin when it's this small of a move. Look at the size of that move and then look at where the all-time highs were. So to be able to claim this is a new bull market, it's a little tricky. But remember, the 4-year cycle was under the guise of Fed printing money. They're not printing money right now. So you have to be a little bit open to things changing up a little bit here. So we really have to be aware of that. And I think that gets me a little bit more cautious, makes me think there's still potentially some downside to it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Crypto. Sentiment in the market today is still of greed, despite Bitcoin being 1.42% down from yesterday, currently trading at $22,915. In today's video, pro trader Gareth Soloway goes on the charts to show what's going on in the markets, and why Bitcoin may not have reached the bottom yet. Gareth points out this cycle is different, because the Fed is not printing money like in previous cycles. With the current Fed policy sucking liquidity out of the markets, the potential for Bitcoin to start a bull run right now is very slim. That's why Gareth is looking to unload Bitcoin at the $25,000 level, and expecting more downside movement. Furthermore, towards the end he's going to be giving some advice on how to trade these markets successfully without getting wrecked, so pay close attention. Let's listen to Gareth as he dives into the charts to make his analysis, starting with the S&P 500. But before we do, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we bring you daily content on the latest crypto news. And now, let's jump right into the video.
The SPY is the tracking ETF for the S&P 500. Now, right now, the futures are trading up just a little bit, not much, but just a tiny bit. And basically what we saw, this is the daily chart. So we had the sharp run up in the S&P 500. We took out this downsloping trend line here, right? So this was a long-term downsloping trend line. We broke above it. We continued up. We didn't fill this gap just yet. And so I do think we have to be on alert that there may still be one more push up in the stock market, all right? And again, if we do see a big pop, your next major resistance on the spiders is going to be the 422 level, all right? 422 on the SPY. That equates to about 4,220 on the S&P 500. Let me see what else. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on in the Bitcoin chart here. Bitcoin's having a small daily bounce. Keep in mind, we had this beautiful topping tail here, and I pointed this out to members of Verified Investing Crypto. And again, Verified Investing Crypto members, as soon as I saw that topping tail, I said, okay, guys, this is a short-term sell signal. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4 down days following that topping tail. If you guys aren't familiar with topping tails and bottoming tails, they're amazing indicators of potential tops and bottoms. Definitely something you want to check out. And again, the big thing to watch for markets bouncing, look at the dollar. The dollar is up slightly. You have resistance at 104.20 or so. And again, I do think that the dollar is having a 3-bar surge. 1, 2, 3. You likely, even if you get a little pop here, you're likely going to get a pullback in the dollar. That would bode well for a continued small bounce in Bitcoin and maybe potentially the stock market. All right. So again, any sort of dollar weakness, you should expect the equity market, the assets in general, risk assets like Bitcoin, to get a little bit of a pop.
The latest upward movement on Bitcoin gave many investors hope that the worst is behind us, but Gareth has been very adamant, saying he's confident we haven't hit the bottom on Bitcoin yet. Despite many fundamental analysts saying otherwise, he's now going to explain why he believes Bitcoin still has further downside movement. He's also going to look at Ethereum and advise investors on how to navigate these markets without getting wrecked by emotions and all the hype in social media.
In terms of my Bitcoin, I just want to be clear on this because a lot of people are continuing to wonder, is my analysis still showing, is it going to still go down to the 12 to 13,000 level and potentially 9? And I want to stress that as of now, the larger time frame technicals are still showing that. So be very, very careful. I could be wrong, of course. Again, I am wrong every once in a while. But right now, to me, I would be much more intrigued if this popped and touched 25,000. We have a position in Verified Investing Crypto. I would be unloading that there and then looking for a bigger move down. I think it's very interesting how investors have gotten so bullish on Bitcoin when it's this small of a move. Look at the size of that move and then look at where the all-time highs were. So to be able to claim this is a new bull market, it's a little tricky. And I've seen a lot of, so-called fundamental analysis out there that, oh, this must be the bottom, the 4-year cycle, this and that. But remember, the 4-year cycle was under the guise of Fed printing money. They're not printing money right now. So you have to be a little bit open to things changing up a little bit here. Just like, and I want to be clear on this, we had one of the longest bull markets from 2009 to 2021. Why? Was that a normal cycle? No, it was literally the longest bull market we've ever had. I mean, yeah, you had the COVID collapse in there, but that was like 2 months. You really didn't have any long-term bear markets. It was the longest bull market we've pretty much ever seen. Why? Because the Fed was printing money. So there is this impact on cycles that occurs when you have artificial drugs being introduced into the system, i.e. Fed printing of money. So we really have to be aware of that. And I think that gets me a little bit more cautious that maybe the low is in on Bitcoin and makes me think there's still potentially some downside to it. Okay, let's take a look at ETH. I know a lot of you guys are all about the ETH. ETH is rolling over on an intraday basis. Let's go to the daily chart. So the daily chart is stuck between two parallels, really, right? So I can even put in a parallel here, right? So if we take these lows and we stretch them up right here, you basically have a parallel channel. So for me, when I see a parallel channel that's upsloping, it's generally a negative, meaning that upsloping channels eventually break down. Now, it doesn't mean it can't go to the high end first, but eventually these channels break to the downside. All right. And again, the thought process is that if you have a channel that's up, 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 price can't keep up. Eventually, price stalls out and breaks down, right? It just can't go up forever. So again, to me, I have a short signal out in verified investing crypto on this. We're basically flat on it as of now, but I'm looking for a move down here to about $1,320 on ETH. Could it go up and touch this area up here in this upper range? Yes. This is a channel. It can bounce in this channel for long periods of time. It's just a matter of when does it finally, peter out, right, and break down. We can look at Polkadot real quick, see what's going on Polkadot today. Yeah, Polkadot's getting a little bit of a pop. I still have resistance around this 740 level right up here. So, you could get a little bit of a bounce here. To be honest, this is going to go up if Bitcoin goes up. So it follows Bitcoin quite accurately. And again, I would be looking to potentially start a short position north of 740. There's a chance you could retrace all the way up to this 850 level, but this is your area now where you're starting to get significant resistance. If we look at gold, right? Gold has had a mammoth run, finally coming in. The level on gold where I'm going to start to play it, again, guys, I've talked about this one right here. See this pivot area? If gold pulls back to about 1805, I'm going to start getting involved there. All right. So again, very important to understand how the retail crowd analyzes and goes by their emotion. What's Twitter saying? What are my big influencers I follow on Twitter going about? Are they saying they're buying a new Lambo because they made all the profits in Bitcoin's recent move? And does that get me emotionally like, oh my goodness, I have to chase this move because I want to buy a Lambo? BS. Don't follow that. Look to the chart. The chart is always going to be your truest form of honesty. Okay? And again, that's why I'm successful at what I do and why the people that I teach are successful, because once you learn to control your emotion, you then can focus in on the probabilities, which don't guarantee winners always. God knows I am not a perfect trader, but far from it. But if you can win 7 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times, you're going to be a Hall of Famer in this game, right? That's just the bottom line.
What do you think of Gareth's prediction for the markets? Is Bitcoin still going down towards $12,000? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give us a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is Let's Talk Crypto, and we'll see you in the next video.